First of all, congratulations on Chief of War. I've seen this show 2 times all the way through.
Stop it.
Yeah, absolutely
It's more than
incredible.
us.
I tell you, get ready for you guys' Emmys. This is coming. It's an incredible show. Luciane, you've described Kahamanu as Mana, her life force, while preparing for this role. What was the moment during filming when you felt most connected to her legacy?
Oh my gosh. There was so many moments. A lot of moments when I had scenes with Moses, they were like definitely some of my favorite moments of the show. I think, oh gosh, I'm trying to go back. Actually, whenever I was speaking the language, the Olelo Hawaii, that's when I felt closer to her. When I was here on the Aina, I definitely felt closer to her in specific locations that we were on. I think the landscapes, the elements, help us tell the story for sure. But when I did feel far away from her, I really leaned on my coach, my kumu, Hina Nubo. She would be at Mary Monarch here, which is a big hula competition? Yeah, event. And she's in the markets trying to, sell her clothes. And I'm like, I'm on set, I'm in Aotearoa, and I need some help. And she would like she would do a prayer for me. And that would just lock me back into it. I wouldn't understand exactly what she's saying, but I felt, the connection with her and the intention. And I'll be like, no reception in the middle of Aotearoa, New Zealand, being like, So yeah, I just had so much support and so much guidance, and from this one too, and Kaina, that that's when I would feel closest to her, was with the people, with the people guiding me. Yeah.
Moses, as a native Hawaiian portraying one of Hawaii's greatest war advisors, what was your personal kaluana? Did I say that right?
Kuleana?
Yeah.
What was your personal keulana? Did you feel stepping into Moku's role, and how did that help you prepare to honor that?
I've been in situations like this before in terms of playing actual kupuna that existed and still exists. And I all start the same way, which is to make a connection to that kupuna, to that ancestor, however that may be, through pule or through just creating a space to connect with him. The interesting thing is that I am connected by blood to many of the chiefs that are portrayed in this show, except for the one that I'm actually portraying, right? So I had to find my own way of connecting with him, and I had to. It was more just again allowing myself to be open for when he was ready to show himself and present himself to me and connect with me in a very physical way. I just opened that door and let him do his thing, let him lead. Yeah.
Incredible. Now, Kahumanu and Moku are bonded by blood in politics, father and daughter navigating love and power. Can you talk to me about their relationship where love is present, but the legacy and responsibility comes first?
Absolutely. I think the biggest way to show your aloha is in your service, in we're people of duty, and across all of the Pacific. So I wanted to make sure we maintain that throughout, that the frustration and the reason for our conflict was measured in how much we loved each other. So so much of our show is about war, but we also, if you've been to Hawaii, it's about aloha so much in so many different ways. So just maintaining that was really important.
Yeah, when it comes to ali'i, to chiefs, they have a different kulana. So there's kuleana and there's kulana, 2 different words. Kulana is sort of their station, their place in life. So they know that they're not going to live a normal life, or rather their normal is much different than other people. So they already know that they're going to be in situations that are uncomfortable for them, but they have to do it for the greater of the good, for the greater good, and for the forward movement of the people. But at the same time, they're still human.
Sure.
They
still go through things that we as normal humans go through. And balancing those two I thought was very interesting, especially the human part. And that helped the two of us to really just find that connection as father and daughter.
And some scenes felt like it was us being pragmatic and like leading from the mind, and then others felt like the heart, and it's just like sometimes they don't match, and we don't see eye to eye.
Now, Kahumanu enters this world through political marriage, but over time, she becomes a force in her own right. Talk to me about her evolution from obligation to influence and eventually ownership of her own path.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't her decision. Actually, in the real history, this decision was made before she was born, and she was actually living with Kamehameha around 5 years old. So, in our story, we kind of had to change some things. So the way I justified it was that it was the repercussions of the consequences of war. It's a political choice. And I think it's not till she's in the other kingdom where it's unfamiliar and it's, a different way of life, she starts to realize the differences, and it's not quite Maui, and it's not, it's more structured.
Sure.
She has more of a responsibility and more duty. And if this is my new life, how am I going to make it mine? With the restrictions of her father's wishes. So we kind of had this imagery of like a bird in a cage of like, I will let you fly free, but you need to learn some things. You don't know it all yet.
Right.
You're not ready. And she, she's a confident girl, and she's like, I do. And she goes behind her father's back in so many ways. But I think, I don't want to speak for your character, but I think your character definitely notices that maybe that control is not his anymore. Maybe it's her own.
Here's what I love. I love that, we joke about, the two of us, like physically size difference. When I went to hug her for the first time in a scene, my necklace hit her in the eye, and we have a good laugh about that. But what I think is really interesting is that the two characters are also, they start off like that. Well, this is me, this is you.
Yeah, the status of
But
him.
now, throughout the course of the show, she starts to get eye level to me, and is actually, I'm starting to look up at her.
Yeah.
And I think that's really exciting as you just see characters do that. And that's only possible because of what you bring. The mana that you, Luciane, bring allows that, because your mana is really huge, right? And so I think you can take on that role. Because a lot of people are going to be like, the real Ka'ahumanu was huge. Yeah. So she's going to get read by a few people like, oh my God, she's too tiny.
Yeah.
First of all, get over it. But you bring that much mana to the character.
Thank you.
I love that. That's exciting. That's going to add so much to the show.
Because I'm a fan of her. Big fan.
Well, I'm a fan of the both of you. This show's incredible. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Mahalo. I can't believe you watched it twice.
This land will hold you long after I am gone.